Yo, it's been a while, man. Since you guys heard my voice, I've been posting nothing but highlights, but we're testing something new. We're doing something new. This is Spurs Talk. Now, of course, there may be people on my channel that aren't Spurs fans. Hey, this video may not be for you, but for my Spurs nation out there, this definitely is for you, man. We got to talk Spurs talk. It's been a while since I've talked about my San Antonio Spurs. And obviously, if you're living in these times and you've been paying attention to what's been going on, it's very exciting times for Spurs fans. We won the lottery. Looks like we're going to be getting Victor Wembanyama. And man, if you're a Spurs fan, you should be happy right now, man. We got the guy we wanted. I know for a while it was Spurs fans going back and forth whether we tank, not tank. Hey, man, it worked out in our favor. Whether you say they tanked or not, whatever, we're getting Victor Wembanyama, and the franchise is turning. So now, what's next? What's next for the Spurs? I mean, how do they build this franchise? I've seen people speak on maybe possibly trading for, all-stars like maybe Damian Lillard. I've seen some things where maybe the Spurs should go after Jaylen Brown or maybe even like an Austin Reaves. And then I've also seen people where they're like, we don't need to be super aggressive this offseason, even though we have a lot of cap space. We can just stay put, see what we have with the other guys, how they fit around Victor, and just build from there. I think the Spurs should be aggressive, but they should be aggressive in a certain way. Meaning that I don't think we need any superstars right now. We got our guy. I know we still got to evaluate and he still has to play, of course, but I wouldn't go get Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a phenomenal player. Obviously, he'll be great for us, but I don't want the Spurs to sign anybody that's going to get in the way of these four guys. And these four guys are, of course, Victor Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Jeremy Sohan. Any player that we bring in that's gonna get in their way, I don't think the Spurs should go after. Now, there's been a lot of controversy over the point guard situation. We know Tre Jones is the restricted free agent. Will there be a team that may overpay for Tre Jones and he walks? That's possible. We don't know, but I think he will be back. The question is he our starting point guard? Not quite sure. I think he can be our point guard long term. I think one thing that people are, failing to realize is if Wembanyama is everything that we believe he will be, we're not necessarily going to need a scoring point guard. And you already got Keldon out there as a scorer. You had Vassell out there as well. Both of those guys were 20 points per game or close to it this past year. Tre Jones might be the fit for the type of point guard that you would need, somebody that's defensive, pass first, makes winning plays, not really ball dominant. I think there's a way he fits, and then there's also a situation where, say, Austin Reaves is available, who I really like. I think he can play point for us. I also think he fits Popovich's system, believe it or not. If Reaves is available and the Spurs can get him because we got the cap space to pay him, I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind seeing Austin Reaves out there with Wembanyama and Keldon and Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. That's a very energetic lineup. Reaves is not a short guy, by the way. He's like 6'5". At first, when I seen the rumor, I was like, I'm kind of against it because I didn't like all the Manu Ginobili comparisons and stuff like that. But, when you really think about it from a basketball standpoint, it does make some sense. I think Austin Reaves, bringing Austin Reaves in would be a solid move for us because I think putting him with the Wembanyamas and the Sohans and Keldons and Vassell, it's a very explosive, high-energy five that you're looking at, whether Wembanyama plays the five or not. But I think that's interesting is Austin Reaves. But other than that, man, it's exciting times for the Spurs. I'm thinking possibly playoffs next year. I know people are like, oh, slow your brakes, but man, if Wembanyama is everything we think, I think the Spurs can make the playoffs because we've always felt that we've had, solid players. Meaning that the guys that we have are not necessarily the franchise players, but they're great foundation players. And now with a franchise player in place like Wembanyama, those guys can be better at what we believe they are. And if that's the case, man, this is going to be a very solid team. They're going to be good defensively. The chemistry's there amongst the guys, the young guys that are there. Another sleeper in this development that I don't think enough people are talking about, I'm going to do a separate video about this, is Malachi Branham. Malachi Branham is going to be a very huge part of this rebuild, and he could be a sleeper for a starter. Branham played point guard very, very well last year for the Spurs, and a lineup with him out there with Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Vassell, and Wembanyama is also a pretty high energetic lineup as well. So I think people are kind of sleeping on where Branham is in his development. But man, leave comments below. We're doing a new format with Spurs Talk. Leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Give me other topics you would love to see me cover. And man, go Spurs go. It's exciting times. Wembanyama is coming. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.